I want to ask you a little bit about what's different about working with children from solution-focused therapy approach.
You know, I think children, they are always like unwilling. They are not like many clients. They never choose to come and see you. So
Right.
I think the first thing to think of is that you have to comfort the child, give him a safe frame, and you also, most of the children, when they come to see me, they expect that now all the bad stuff they do, all the troubles will come out. And that's really a point I watch out carefully, that does not happen. So I try to empower the child at the beginning by asking, what are you good at? And compared with a session with adults, I extend that quite a bit.
Right.
And also extend it in order to have the opportunity to compliment parents or mother, so that they also feel they have done quite a lot of good things, because they come in and feel like we failed. Something is wrong and we did it wrong. So that part is taking more room, just longer.
The other part of it also is children do not have the kind of language skills that adults do. So you have to do some adaptation. You do a lot of adaptation.
That's important too. So they come in and they may say, I have to be more concentrated or whatever, abstract things. So I think it's nice to have a visualization or give it a name, which comes out of more of the child world. And if you find way that they can play or so, that makes it more enjoyable for the child. Give it more sense to the goal.
And they will see this just fascinating piece of how you are able to get so involved, involve the child into this imagination, and then to carry on a wonderful dialogue with them.
Actually, it's true that it even takes some time for the child to get into that role. They first may even still answer with their own things, but then they slowly go into that role, and that they take home, and it makes a difference, I'm sure.
Wonderful to see.
I would like to explain what's going to happen right now, because I know you would prefer to play somewhere, Jason. So I'm going to explain to you. First, I want to know what you like to do, what's your favorite pastime, and then I'm going to ask both of you what needs to happen that it has been worthwhile to come here. And be aware, Jason, Mom may have a different idea than you, and that's just normal. That's how it is. And then after I have a very good idea what needs to change, then I will take a break. And you just can go and step out and have some lemonade or coffee for you. And then I come back and I will ask you to sit on that chair again, and I will give you sort of a feedback. And sometimes a little experiment is crossing my mind, but it's not always, you know. And then you are done. And that will take about 1 hour. Okay. So tell me, what's the thing you like best to do in life?
I like baseball.
Baseball? You're a baseball player? When did you start to play the baseball?
I started when I was 5.
Wow, as little as that? Well, you must be jolly good by now. What position do you have?
I play left center.
Ooh,
And sometimes he pitches?
Yes.
Oh. And did you send him to baseball when he was as little as that?
Well, he had played a little bit in the neighborhood with some of the kids, and it was something that he showed an interest in, and really wasn't afraid of it, which was very different and nice. And so when he said that he wanted to join the team, we thought that was good and a good sign. So
For sure, that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, are you the only one in the family to play the baseball?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, his sister plays soccer.
Yeah.
So you have a sister.
Yes.
How old is she?
She's 7.
She's 7. So, and you are?
I am 10.
Okay, 3 years younger than. Oh, you are the big brother then. Oh, great.
He's a good big brother.
Is he? What does he do that you can say he's a good big brother?
Well, he goes to Jenny's games, and he'll come with us, and he'll watch her and cheer her on. And if she feels bad because maybe the team lost or she didn't play a good game or something, he'll sit down and talk with her, and just he's real good about just
Wow,
kind of
it
listening
sounds you
to.
really have nice kids.
Yeah, they're good.
Oh,
Good
mother must have taught you what to do, what helps, comforts if one loses a game. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, baseball, what else do you like to do?
I can kind of bike. I like biking.
You like biking?
Yes.
Oh, and who learned you how to bike?
My mom.
Your mom. Again, the mom. Okay. So, and what else?
I like, well, my sister, she also likes biking,
Oh,
so I kind of help teach her,
oh, you taught her. Oh,
kind of. Well, so did my mom.
yeah. Listen, and well, it's summer and it's nice weather outside, so you can be outside the whole time. But suppose it's raining. What are you doing then when it's raining? You have to stay inside, indoor.
I like reading books about other countries.
Oh. What countries are you interested in?
I like Russia,
Russia?
Germany,
Well, that's far away, boy.
Germany,
Yeah?
Italy,
Oh.
and Ireland.
Well, all countries from Europe then. How come he's so interested in these countries, Mrs.
He's always kind of dreamed of other places, and so we go to the library and we'll pick out, and he almost always goes to books that talk about different countries and different cultures and how they do things there, and it's very interesting to him how other people live.
Wow,
So.
you sound to be a very intelligent boy. Okay, so reading is one thing you do if you have to stay inside. What else?
I like writing.
Writing.
Yes.
What do you write then?
I kind of write about what I think about other countries.
So you have some fantasies and you write it down
Yes.
then? Great. Okay. Two sides you can see. You like to move around when you're outside and you can stay calm and read and write when it's time. Great. Okay. And you go to school, of course you
Yes.
do. Which grade are you in?
I just finished 4th grade, and I'm
Fourth
going
grade.
into 5th grade. So,
And what do you like best to do in school?
I like the quiet reading time, and I also like the writing time when we write our own stories.
Yeah. Great.
And I also really like geography and math.
You almost like everything. Geography, math, and writing languages. Great. Okay. And do you get good marks?
Yes.
He does well in school?
He does, yeah. He sometimes has a few problems concentrating. If he's upset about something, then it comes harder for him. But he's definitely smart. He's a smart boy. Sometimes it takes a little more effort to get there. But he
really does well.
Yeah. His
Okay.
teachers.
Is there anything, usually we have things we like, and is there anything you just hate in school, or you just could shoot it to the moon?
I really hate language arts.
Oh, that's what you don't like.
I just hate it.
There are things like that.
Yeah.
So, how do you cope with that?
Well, it's not my favorite subject, but I think about like the other subjects when I'm trying to go through language arts.
Oh, that helps.
Yeah, to think about better things.
Okay, okay,
But to think from the things I hate.
okay.
Try to make him
Yeah.
understand that they're all connected, and sometimes you have
so-
to do things you don't like so much. And
Yeah, that's what you tell him. And he listened. He listened to Mom. That's good.
he's a good boy.
Okay. I already get the idea. And with whom do you play? You have friends?
Yes, I have friends. They come over to my house a lot.
Yeah. And you sometimes go to their house?
No, not really.
Not really.
No.
Okay. You are not invited, or what?
I just like staying in our yard, in my yard or my house.
You feel more comfortable when they
Yes.
come over to your house. Okay. Would you add something which is important so I get a picture of Jason? Anything?
He's
outstanding?
he's such a good little guy. His heart is so good, and he kind of likes to be alone. You can tell from some of the activities that he just prefers to be able to kind of control his environment a little bit. That makes him feel the most comfortable. But I worry because he doesn't have as much interaction with children, I think, as maybe some other kids do.
Yeah.
His sister's very
Okay.
outgoing and goes out with friends and goes to friends' houses and goes for little sleepovers and things.
But
and
I heard he has a very good heart.
he
That's
does,
good.
and the
That's
friends that
good to
he and
know.
the friends that he has,
Okay.
they enjoy and they have a good time together. But
Okay.
I think sometimes he feels a little left out because if they don't want to come to the house or if they want to go to the park or something, sometimes he has to back out of that.
Okay, that just brings me to the question, what needs to happen today in order that you can say, maybe tomorrow or even later on, some weeks later, it has been worthwhile to come and see me?
Well, I want to learn how to do, like, how to conquer my fears, like of swimming, and other sports where, like, I fear, like, that I might get hurt or something, or someone else might get hurt. And sometimes I just feel sick when I'm scared.
Oh, so you feel really sick that you, so you fight against big fears, do I understand right?
Yes, well, I'm trying to.
Yeah, and it would be helpful to know how to conquer your, okay, that's good.
He knows what he wants to do. Sometimes it just takes such a long time to get there. We'll plan an activity and he's really looking forward to it, even if it's as simple as the four of us just going to a 4th of July picnic or something like that. And he's looking forward to it, and we talk about all the good things that are going to happen, and then the time comes and he builds up these fears, and I will spend literally hours trying to get him to understand that it's going to be fun and there's nothing unsafe and it's just going to be our family. Yes, there'll be other people there, but and he wants to do it, and you can just see these two sides struggling.
I see.
And I feel so badly because I went through it when I was younger.
Oh, you know what he has to face. I see.
And
did you know, Jason, that Mom had these fears as well? And she's doing well now. You can see. Yeah. Okay, and you are just talking with him. Is that helpful to get him over that fear?
It's helpful for him, and because I have gone through it, I am more patient and will spend the time. But it's frustrating to his father and sister, and we know that, and that builds even more anxiety because sometimes we're spending so much time trying to talk our way to do it that the time has come and gone to be able to do it.
So it has an impact on the whole family, as I understand. So you need a lot of time together and to prepare Jason to be able to act.
Right.
Okay. Oh, that sounds like a big load. And you want to find ways. Do I understand? Okay. Actually, was it always like that? Or have there been times when it was better?
Well, once I went with my friend's mom to baseball, and well, just like with when I'm going through language arts, and when I think about math, something I really like, well, I was just thinking about like how I have to, like thinking about the good things that will come, and
So, wait. There's an exception that you once went in the car with your mom of your friend.
Yes.
Oh, and how long has that been?
I went when I just started baseball. I think I was 5.5.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a
5
long
and
time
6.
ago.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Do you remember how you managed then to go into that car
Well,
without Mom?
well, I knew it would be hard, but I was just thinking about the good things.
Oh,
Baseball, how I love baseball.
Right.
So-
He was thinking so much about the game that he
he just
didn't even think about the ride or that I was going to be in a strange car. It just
So that
the end,
helped.
right? So we
Oh.
use that a lot. We
Yes.
try to think about not so much that maybe the step that's scary, but
What's beyond
what's beyond that,
Oh,
right. And-
so you still use that,
Yes.
and it's helpful sometimes. Okay, that's great. And he said, well, there has been an exception about 4 years ago or 5 years ago, like that. Has he had the time when he was not scared like that?
There are times.
Yes.
Sometimes we start running into a situation where he's showing some fear, and I'm thinking, oh, this might take hours, but it doesn't. It doesn't. So there are. Baseball seems to be one thing that really
That's just
there's not as much fear associated with that, and he talks about wanting to go swimming, but he's so convinced something's wrong is going to something bad is going to happen, and but baseball, there's no fear of that.
that's good. That's good to know you have something. Huh?
He loves playing so much.
Okay. You know, I'm going to ask you a very special question now, which needs some fantasy. But I'm sure you have fantasy, Jason. Wow. Imagine you are going, when we are done, you are going home and you do whatever you want. It's summertime, so you have a good time. And then in the evening, you have a meal, and when there is time to go to bed, you will go to bed, maybe your sister first, and eventually you all go to bed. And while you are sleeping, a miracle happens. And all the problems that brought you in today are just gone like that. But while you were sleeping, nobody knows that that miracle has happened. And so, how will you Mrs. Whitman, and you, Jason, discover tomorrow morning that this miracle has happened, what will be the first little sign? Look, you get a miracle stick.
Well, maybe I won't. My sister was planning to go swimming tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I won't fuss as much, or like instead of being at the 0 on the scale I am right now, maybe at a 3 or 4. Maybe not fuss as much in advance.
Okay, that will be the first sign. What will you do instead of fuss around?
Try to conquer my fears. Like maybe after that we could play baseball or something in the park.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How will you discover that he conquered his fear, Mrs. Whitman? With this example that his sister's going for a swim. And
I think I would notice right away, just when he wakes up and is happy instead of cautious about what the day is going to hold. I mean, he'll wake up some days and already be worried about things.
And what does Jason do when he's happy? Imagine it's morning and you will get up and you are happy, Mom says. Okay, shake, shake. It happens. So what will he be doing then when he's happy?
He'll jump out of bed and run downstairs and just be chatty.
Oh, I see.
And talk about what we're going to do today, and he and his dad can share a few minutes where they just can bond a little bit and talk about things you want to do together.
Oh, I see. So you will be chatty, and there will be something between your dad and you. So you will talk to your dad. Oh, and that will be different? Great. And tell me, what would be the reaction of your mom and your dad when you just jump out of bed and you are happy?
At first they might be a little surprised, but then I think they'd have big smiles.
Big smiles? Oh. But they will be surprised. There will be a big surprise.
Yes.
Will they say something to you?
I think probably like good morning and chat.
And chat. So they will be chatty too. Yes. Oh, there will be much more life at your breakfast table. Oh, good. Okay, shake it again. So I know you will be on the scale you said you will be at the 3 sometimes and not fuss anymore. What else would tell you, wow, the miracle has happened?
I think I just wouldn't be as scared. Like if it were maybe during the school year, I probably wouldn't be like as scared through language arts. I wouldn't like fuss as much about going to school, and I'd just be happy.
Okay. Tell me, how will your teacher know that the miracle has happened?
Well, sometimes at recess, I like to stay by my teacher to stay safe. And maybe I could go like farther away and play with my friends.
Okay. Suppose the miracle has happened and you just go and what are you going to play with your friends then?
Well, I'm really not a big fan of soccer, but I might just play it with my friends just because, I mean, there's not a lot, I don't like a lot of stuff, but
okay.
Sometimes you just have to conquer your fears.
And
so just think about happy things.
Okay, but do I understand right? During time off, you are going to play maybe even soccer with your friends at school?
Yes, maybe.
Oh. We'll do that?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Let's come back again. How will your father, without telling him, discover that the miracle has happened?
I think mostly like the same with my mother. Like I'll just be very happy and he'll be surprised. Big smiles.
Okay. Okay.
I'll be chatting.
And you said there will be more activity between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's great. So, and when the miracle has happened, what will be different between your mom and your dad?
I don't think they will have to talk as much. I mean, I might still have some fears, which is fine, but they won't have to talk for hours. Maybe just talk with me for 5 minutes.
Okay, there will be more time. And what are they going to do together, maybe, with that spare time? There is more time,
Yes.
just on a sudden.
Maybe they can get a babysitter, go out for dinner or a movie or something.
Oh, you think even they can go out of the house and you stay in with your sister and the babysitter? How would that be? Would that be?
That would be nice.
And what difference would that make for you, Mrs. Wiedemann?
Well, I think it's been hard. We haven't really been able to get out of the house much. Just the two of us, and that happens sometimes with kids, and we know that. But we hear other friends talking about how they saw such and such a movie, and we rent a lot of movies, and we stay at home with the kids.
Yeah.
He's not comfortable with us being gone.
But that would help also.
That would help.
And make
Sure.
a big difference in your marriage life then. I understand. Well, of course. Yeah, that's how it is. Okay, I heard of an exception you had 5 years ago when you went in the car with them. So, and you also had this scale. Tell me, Jason, if 10 stands now for the day after the miracle, look, they're going to make a little sound. Okay. That's 10, and that's the day after the miracle. And the 0 is just the opposite of it. Where would you say, just make a cross, where would you say you are right now?
Right now,
Right now, in that moment, that very moment, where are you?
probably at a 3 or 4,
Okay,
3.5 probably.
okay.
So that would be right about here. Yeah, seems about right.
Okay. And did I understand right? This way you came all the way up already to 3.5. That's not bad after all. Come on. So I heard that to imagine what's good beyond your fear. That's what helped, to come up. Anything else you know what you did?
Well, I mean, I just focused on the thing that I liked the most, like baseball.
Yeah.
So that helped me get up to the 3.5.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you know which helped, Jason?
I know when we have to spend hours talking, it seems like we're thinking so much about every little detail. And I think in that instance and other instances, he stops thinking about every little detail that frightens him and just can look beyond things. So sometimes it helps when he can almost stop thinking about things.
Okay. And if he gets to the point that he imagines beyond that, have you an idea what's going on in his head? Does he picture what he is going to?
I think it's just, he just gets over this, not irrational, but all the details of everything that could possibly go wrong, and just sees the good, what the end result is going to be. And
And then that sticks more in his mind than all the fears.
Right.
Okay. Great. So, listen, Jason. You said about a quarter of an hour before, I would like to conquer my fears. Look, come on, let's sit down. I have lots of animals here. Just pick, we are going to just pull them out. Come on, look, there's a donkey, that's the cat, that's a fish, turtle, mouse, a dolphin, wolf, and the lion. Well, he's just a little puppy dog. Okay, if you think of an animal which would go well with you, with your courageous side, you know, to feel like, I can conquer my fear, which animal would go best with that side?
I'd say the eagle.
Okay, the eagle. Great. Okay. We just put it. You have been chosen by Jason now. You will be acting soon. Okay. And I heard you have some kind of a careful side as well. So, is there any animal around that would more be going with your careful side?
I think the mouse.
Okay. Just let's put all the other back. You have to go back. Go ahead. Okay. I have to. So, whoops. Let's start with the eagle. Look. Can you go in with your hand? So it's a puppet.
Oh.
Okay. Hello, eagle.
Hello.
Hello. You are a beautiful bird. Wow. Such a nice head and feathers. What are you good at?
I'm good at baseball.
You're good at baseball. I see. And as an eagle, what are you good at?
Flying.
You're flying. And tell me a little bit more about your flying around.
I'm very brave.
You are?
I'm not afraid of heights because I fly around.
Okay. And what else do you do as an eagle?
I catch fish.
How come you catch fish? How can you see them? You are high up in the sky.
I fly down, which sometimes it's kind of scary because you're just dropping down.
Yeah, you just come down like
Yes.
that. Have to catch the fish, go up again. Is that right?
Yes.
But that's very scary. Are you scared?
No.
You're not.
No.
Ooh, that's great. Wow. So, how can you find the fish? How can you see it? What do you do?
I kind of swerve down, and if it's kind of on the surface, I pick it up with my feet.
Okay. So, it seems that you observe very carefully, do you?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Okay, listen. Do you know Jason?
Yes.
He has just chosen you because he wants to become a little bit like you. Did you know? That honors you great. Oh, would that be nice? Okay. Jason wants to become like you. But there is another animal around. Do you know the mouse?
Yes.
Okay. Can you stay around just for a minute? and I will talk with the mouse, and then I will come back to you. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, mouse.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are
You're
you?
good. I'm fine too. Tell me, what are you good at?
I'm good at baseball.
And what are you good at in your life as a mouse?
I'm good at running away from people.
You run away.
Mhm.
Okay. And how do you know when it's time to run away?
When I see danger.
Okay. You are very clever in knowing when it gets dangerous. Do I understand right?
Mhm.
Ooh, and then you run away.
Mhm.
And where do you run away then? Where do you hide?
In my mouse hole.
Okay. And how do you know it's time to come out again?
I check to see if no one's there, if nothing scary is there. Then I scurry out.
And you come out again?
Mhm.
Okay. But sounds quite difficult to find the right moment to come out of the mouse hole again.
Mhm. It is.
It is. So you look around, you said?
Mhm.
And what else do you do to be sure there's nothing scary outside?
I smell.
Oh, you use your nose.
Mhm.
So it has a certain smell when it's not scary anymore, when it's safe.
Mhm.
Safety has a certain smell.
Mhm.
Great. Okay. Do you know Jason?
Yes, I know Jason.
Okay, he just chose you as an animal to be knowing that one has to be careful. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, he did. Okay, listen. You have a friend, that's the eagle. He has been choosing 2 animals. Okay, I will just call for eagle. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
You're not afraid? Is that okay?
As long as he doesn't eat me, because he doesn't eat only fish.
Okay, he won't eat
He
you.
eats rodents
Okay,
too.
okay. Okay, now the 2 of you. You have been, oh yeah, you keep the good distance. That's great. You're doing a good job. Exactly. Yeah. Eagle, just keep a little bit distance so that you feel both safe. That's okay.
Yes.
Now, Jason want to be safe and want to conquer his fears. You know, he is quite clever, smart boy, but he has this trouble with that fears. So, are you ready to help Jason to conquer that fear? Because you are the expert. He needs to be safe and he needs to be courageous, both. And you are the expert on safety, you mouse, and on just the courageous side, you eagle. Are you ready to help him?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
Okay. Then, let's say, between now and next time, when we meet, just help him to find the right moment that you, eagle, tell him it's good to be courageous, and you, mouse, you would tell him to be careful and watch out for the safety part. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. And next time you come and tell me when you watched Jason do exactly the right thing. Where he did it, how he did it, and how things went when you gave him the good advice. Is that okay? Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, Jason, you got two friends now.
Mhm.
Like little helpers?
Yes.
That's good. Okay. Well, you know, it's difficult. I don't think I really can give you the to take home.
Okay.
But what about thinking of taking a picture of them so you can just carry them around as a good reminder? Would that be? Wow. You told me that you're right on a 3.5, Ron. Huh? Okay. Now, what will tell you that next time we see you are one step further up? How will you know you are, let's say, round to 4.5?
I'd probably not have as much fuss. Like, and I'd probably maybe like go in the car without with only like maybe 5 minutes, because I'd still have some fears.
Yeah,
but
of course.
that's okay.
Okay, you will be in the car just after 5 minutes, something like that. Is that a 4.5? Oh, that sounds to me like a big step. But you are the expert, I don't know.
I think it's one whole number.
It's a whole number.
So 4.5.
4.5 will be that you are in the car and Mom just talks to you just for 5 minutes. Oh, great.
Maybe even I'll start going to my friend's house.
Already? Is that around 4.5 or
That would be 5.
That's a lot.
5?
Yes.
That's a lot.
Okay, but you know the steps. So first will come that you go into the car when
5 minutes.
and then second you will go to your friend's house. That will be around 5 or plus. Okay. What about you? How will you know he has moved up for one step?
I think the first thing that needs to happen is he needs to stop exhibiting all the physical. He literally will get so nauseous that that becomes the excuse to not go, because I don't feel good. I don't feel good. So
what will he do when he is at 4.5?
I see that it would. There may be as much talking that happens, but it's about the actual problem, the fear, as opposed to I don't feel good, because sometimes there's an hour spent discussing the fact that he's not really, really sick, because sometimes he'll use that as, no, I just don't feel good, when I know that that's not the real problem. I used to do that too. So I think what he needs to get to where we're talking about what's the actual fear here, and not having to go through the whole process of I don't feel good. No.
Okay. There will be talking, but different talking between the two of you.
Right.
And wait, I don't understand. What will you be talking?
Well,
he can't imagine.
Like if Jenny wants to go swimming and he thinks he might want to go, well then all of a sudden he's going to end up in the deep end of the pool, or he's going to be off the diving board, and I tell him you don't have to do those things, and he'll just come up with everything that could possibly go wrong at the pool. So
imagine you are at 4.5. So what will be the talking between the two?
Well, it'll be more about the pool as opposed to the first hour being talking about I don't feel good. All of a sudden, I have a stomach ache, Mom. I don't think I should go swimming.
And suppose he will still have the senses coming up. Oh, I feel a little bit sick. What are we going to do when you are at 4.5?
Well, at 4.5, he wouldn't have the I feel sick part of it. It would just be, I'm afraid to go to the pool because these things are going to happen.
And how are you going to react to that if he says, well, I have the fear? What are you going to do?
Well, normally we can get through those a little easier because there seems to be more logical. He can be very logical for as young as he is. I'm always
So do I understand how you will focus on the more logical part?
right.
Okay, it has been great to talk to you. Really. Mrs. Furman, I'm really impressed knowing that you have gone through fears like that yourself. So you are much more patient. And I think that's helpful. It's really helpful for Jason. And that he is the child as he is right now, that has something to do with all you did for him. And what is maybe even more impressive to me is that now you realize is the point that he has to move on, that he has to overcome that fear. And being such a good mother as you seem to be, I think that's a big step, because you know what he's going to face. My confidence. I'm really, really impressed. Well, not many mothers would do that. Just to take that step. What about you, Jason? You are really a guy. You just talk with me. You can express yourself so well. You know how you phrase it. I got a clear picture what your next steps are. You can focus on it. I think you have all the abilities which are needed to go up one step further. And you have your helpers.
Second session, beginning of a second session, is very similar, but then there is also enough difference in working with adults.
Okay, yeah.
So I'd like you to say a little bit more about that.
It's very, very similar on the point that you watch out what's better. But we have to realize that to keep the children focused on what's better, that's a hard
hard job.
It depends a little bit on the age of the child, but still, usually they don't know that. So just turn and find things which make a little action out of what's better helps.
Right.
It can be whatever, build up a tower or add things, and they can make little fiddle around and make things. Or if you have a big room, just have them jump and move around, or just involve more senses of the child, not just the language. Again, it's that language part. It matters. So you have to involve more different skills.
And you like to use here the things that the child can fiddle with, as well as the balloons.
Yes.
As a showing you or showing himself in a way what's been better for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
that
wonderful.
Makes it into an action.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What's fascinating is how the mother gets so involved in this, and I guess that's another part of what's different is that you have a mother right there.
Yeah.
Unlike just having the mother sent away or not to be involved in this session.
That's true, and I think the point is also in the second session, mother realizes that she has to adapt and change, and to just focus a little bit on that.
On that part.
And have the child invite to imagine what mother will do. And then she came up with this idea the whole family is going to be different.
Right.
So you can go backward and forward.
Absolutely, between child and the mother.
Yeah. Well, nice to have you back.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I brought out your two helpers, Jason. And I'm ever so curious. What went better? What are you proud of?
Well, now I think I'm up to a 4.5.
pretty close. Yeah.
Pretty close.
Really cold? Okay, wait. You tell me every little thing that tells you that you're moved up to 4.5. And, well, just watch out. For everything you mention, I will give you one like that. And
Okay.
let's see what kind of a, I don't know, you can just, they are magnetic, so you can put it together and you're just going to make something up. So, but you have to tell me little things which tells you you moved up. So, what did you do to get up there? What?
We got our 5-minute record.
Most of the time, yes. Yeah.
Most of the time.
You did? Mm-hmm. You cut it down to 5 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty close. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He was real careful about the activities that he would pick, and then once the 5 minutes was up.
Well, that's a miracle. How did you do that? How did you cut it down from 1 hour right to 5 minutes?
Well, I think, because if you just put it on a certain time, if you're not on a time, you're kind of just fussing and fussing and fussing.
Okay.
But if it's on a certain time, I could still be fussing, but then I just say, well, the 5 minutes is up, and I'm just gonna try to do my best to.
Okay.
Not.
So you just had your 5 minutes, and that was the limit, and then you went.
Yes.
Okay. So you kept the 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You said, wait a minute, what else did you observe? Maybe also a little thing which told you it's moving in the right direction, it's better.
Well, most of the time I would say when it was 5 minutes.
You helped him.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
He's been a little more interactive. As he's always talked to me, and his sister. But I would say, especially with his father, it was always a little harder for the two of them to talk. His father would tend to ask the questions, and Jason would answer with one-word answers, and it was kind of a struggle. And now there's a little bit more interaction between the two of them. Not every day. Not
what did you talk with your father?
We actually played a little game of baseball in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So, you not even talked, you also played with him?
Yes.
Huh, that's another one. Oh. Okay, what else?
A triangle.
Yeah.
What else? Maybe tiny little things about?
And my sister, Jenny, this was her soccer tournament weekend. Well, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So she had lots of soccer games. And then instead of fussing about going to them, I would always just go to them and always cheer her on. And
so you went to several soccer.
yes.
That's great.
So
Now let's ask Mom again. What else did you observe, which you thought, wow?
Yeah, he just seemed to. I don't like to say it this way because then it makes it seem like before it wasn't, but he just seemed a little more normal. He seemed more relaxed. If he would start to get nervous about wanting to do something, he would catch himself a little bit, or it was easier to talk him away from the ledge.
I understand you were more relaxed. Oh, that's it. Okay. Anything else you can think of which tells you, wow, you did during the day?
What about when your friends came over and then wanted to ride bikes?
Oh, yeah. Well, my friends came over and they wanted to ride bikes, just like she just said. And, well, at first I was kind of a little bit scared. But then I thought of the eagle, my brave side.
Yeah.
And got my bike out, and then I thought of the mouse, my safe side.
Yeah.
And I put on my helmet and my elbow guards. So then I felt safer riding my bike.
No kidding.
With
And
my
you
friends.
went with your friends biking?
Well, they kind of stayed.
Yeah.
He didn't go around the block with
Yeah,
them, but then they kind of came back and were on the street where we live, and so then he went out and was.
And you thought of both sides, so you were safe and you could go. Great. Do you think that is a real big? Does it? You want to have two for that big step?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
course.
Two's good.
Okay.
Two is always better than
Good.
one.
That's good. Show me. Oh, it's not bad. It's
Gonna
growing.
Try to make a
Oh,
little
anything else you
triangle.
just observed during these 2 weeks that
He
was
was spending
remarkable?
less time in his room.
Oh, and what did he do then?
Well, he was just. My husband was off for 1 week. He had vacation,
Okay.
so he was home a little more often. So
Okay.
so they would run errands, pick up dry cleaning or something like that. But just did some things together, which it was nice. So he was spending a little less time in his room. We've always encouraged reading with the kids, so that
Yeah.
I never saw it as a bad thing. It was just it was such a
But
solitary.
it's more balanced now.
right,
as I understand.
right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, did you get that?
So-
That you came out of your room more often?
Yeah.
But Mom still likes that you read a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay, here you are. Wonderful. Is there anything else you can think of? You did?
Actually, I'm thinking of changing the location of the picture because I'm not in my room as much anymore.
Oh, good. Where would be the right place now to hang it? No. Oh.
Maybe on my front door.
Okay.
So when I come home, like from doing stuff with my friends, well,
Okay.
because I haven't gone to their houses yet, but
Yeah.
when I come from
Yeah.
being in my yard, I could see it and just remember what I did.